hanging with Marlon Wayans and a whole audience of Gen Zers. Give it up. With her powerful words of wisdom, my next guest has been a guiding light to her followers, who include a whole slew of celebrities, including Nicole Richie and Kerry Washington. But her mantras aren't just limited to the stars. Countless people turn to her insights to keep themselves centered and sane. Her new book is called Heart Talk, The Journal, 52 Weeks of Self-Love, Self-Care, and Self-Discovery, and it's out right now. Please, everybody, welcome Cleo Wade. The entrance is so weird now because no one can touch each other.
I know,
but
you're like,
we've made it to being in the same room, so this is progress, in my opinion.
yeah, we need like everyone needs like a secret thing that's like a signal for a hug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I liked yours actually. It was very nice. I felt warm and fuzzy. We'll say hello to Marlon.
Hi.
All right. Well, Cleo, for those who don't know, give a little background on like how you became a poet and author and source of inspiration. Like, how did this all happen for you?
You know, I went to poetry summer camp as a little girl, and I'd, growing up in the South, as most of the time the only young black girl in the room with two divorced parents, I kind of wrote my whole childhood, whether it was in my camps or, in my own journals and diaries. And I wasn't really brave enough to put it on the internet. I kind of shared it with my small friend group. I was like, I think I'm going to start to put it on the internet. I don't know. And I did, and it just kind of took off. And
well, your new book is a journal that expands on your book, Heart Talk. So why did you want to write this one? The journal thing is cool, that goes with it.
Yeah, you know, when I went on my book tour for my second book, Where to Begin, Heart Talk had been in the world for about a year and a half. And so everyone was bringing me their copies of Heart Talk because, everyone was getting the new copy of the new book that day, right? So they had their old ones they were bringing. And when I tell you all of these amazing people had like drawn on it, ripped in it, written in the margins. I mean, everyone's book had notes everywhere because I leave a lot of room and space and place for people to kind of collaborate with me. Like, that's one of my favorite things I get to see from, my readers. And I just went through Heart Talk and I took out 52 themes, and I was like, we could really work on these things. Like, what does it look like to really take a whole week to just work on boundaries? Like, what's the mantra for boundaries? What does it look like to really take a week and work on shame? Like, what's the mantra for shame that you'll go back to? What are the questions that help me with shame? And so, what does it look like? I mean, even in the first page of the book, it literally just says, how are you actually doing? Because when do we answer that? And
sometimes it's a hard question to answer because we stay so busy. And we stay so busy so we don't have to answer the question.
We're busy, and for some reason, how are you turns us into a robot. We're always good, fine, no, amazing. I'm like, it's a pandemic. You're not fine.
You're not amazing.
You're not amazing.
If you're doing amazing,
it's
then
not all good.
And everyone else isn't.
And so I'm like, listen, if that's what you think, if that's how you think you are, then you didn't hear the question. Because our lives.
I think people might be afraid of the question.
Yeah.
All right, so Marlon, what's a mantra you kind of live by?
Don't think, do.
Oh, that's a
good. Everybody talks about giving themselves so much anxiety thinking about how to be successful, and I don't think about it. You just do, and success will happen. Just make sure you love it and just do. It happens.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to stitch that on a pillow. We have a whole audience of young people trying to navigate the ups and downs of their lives, and I know they have some questions for Cleo. So, Marlon, will you answer too? Do you mind?
Go for it.
You seem to be awesome at it. Just saying, you should write a book. All right, so first we have Bailey, who's in McRae, Arkansas. What's going on with you, Bailey?
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Cleo. I'm 23 years old, and I'm still not sure what my passion is in life. And I went to school, and I graduated last year with my degree in psychology. And since then, I've been working in the bank industry because that's the first job that opened up as soon as I graduated. But I've always felt led to help people and walk with them in their darkest moments and shine light, a light on them, and just be there for them. So with that, I feel like I should pursue my degree in counseling, but I'm not sure if that's just a dream that's associated with my past because it was complicated, or if that's something that I really need to pursue as a passion.
Cleo, you want to go first?
I think that if you keep hearing a little voice whispering in your head that this is what I want and this is what I want to do, then you should, continue listening to it as the voice gets louder and louder. I don't know a single person who has felt that every job they ever had or every day when they went to work, it was the best day of their life or their ideal job. But I will say that almost like in dating, it's like you kind of know you met the right one because you like definitely know what the wrong one looks like. So don't be afraid to just stay open to the lesson, even if it's not your ideal situation.
What do you think, Marlon?
Girl, get that money. You could think about helping people later. Get that money now, collect it, put it in. And once you get rich, you can be a philanthropist. You can open up your own counseling session. You can do what you want. Get that money, but make sure you love your job. If you love it, stay. And if you don't, go. But girl, it's better to go after you filled your pocket with loot.
So, I mean, I think, I don't know. I think I would say I'm the one like you. I need Marlon in my life. I never think of money first, and I always need to. I always think of dreams first. I'm such a dreamer. Our next question comes from Zoe, who's in Atlanta. What's your question, Zoe?
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Cleo. So I have a blog, a YouTube channel, and a podcast that I've been working really hard on this past year. And as I'm sure both of you know, one of the most important things about platforms like those is audience engagement. But I have a friend who has a blog herself, and although hers focuses on slightly different topics, it seems as though every time I go to her page, she has much more audience engagement than I do. And every now and then I get a little jealous. And quite frankly, at this age, it's kind of hard not to compare myself to others, even to my friends. So my question for you guys is, how can I start embracing and celebrating these differences rather than making everything a competition?
I'm going to start with Marlon. The only reason why I'm asking you too, Marlon, first of all, is you have a bunch of siblings, and I know I have siblings too, and you kind of compete sometimes, like when you compare yourselves, like, am I doing as well as this one? Like, what do you have as far as that goes, like as advice?
My mom used to always say, don't look in somebody else's garden, worry about your grass. So I don't want to be anybody else. I want to be me. And I have 5 siblings that are all doing the same thing, but I know I'm not them and they're not me. I don't try to compete. And think about it, as an artist, when I go do stand-up, sometimes there's 20 other people on the bill. Am I gonna feel insecure if I'm watching their set? I don't even watch their material. I don't watch what they're doing. I'm worried about what I'm gonna do and what I'm working on and what energy I'm gonna bring to the stage. So you need to focus on you now and don't look at if you look at other people's things, you need to sit back and not be jealous, because that's something that is gonna take you down. Don't feel no type of way. You could go there to study, you can go there to learn, you can learn, sit there and go, wow, that's what's good about what they're doing. But don't try to be them, be you.
What about you, Cleo?
The only person that you are racing against in life is yourself. And if you think it's anyone else, then that's just a delusion. That's not real. And so you can distract yourself away from your journey by paying attention to whatever someone else is doing, but know that you're actually choosing to distract yourself. You're not investing in a reality that is actually real, because there is, only one you, and there's only one unique perspective that comes from you and your unique life stories and all the things that come with you. And so how could, whether they're your closest friend in the world or anybody else, how could that in any way have to do with what you are doing? And when you look at people, like Marlon, who are so successful, it's because clearly he knows how to focus on his own journey. And that is so incredible, and it's so important. And so I think that one of the tricks I have, because I do think in a society as women, we are really taught to kind of compete and compare. And we're lucky if we do have the mom that tells us to tend to our own garden. But if we don't, we can be that mom to ourselves too. And so I would kind of develop my own mantra that was like, you know what, I'm just used to thinking I should be competing with my friends, when really, like, when they're doing better, I'm doing better. When they shine, I shine. When their light's brighter, all the light is brighter, and my light's brighter too, and the world is a brighter place for it.
Good.
When they're making money, girl, you ain't got to reach in your pocket. Think about that.
When they're making money, they're buying dinner.
It's like, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Zoe. All right, well, we have a question that came in through Twitter. I'm going to mess this up. My bad. At Hakuna Fatumata wrote, and I'm really sorry if I messed it up, my crush only uses Instagram to message with me. He sends heart eyes emojis to me. He hasn't asked for my number. How do I convince him to take our relationship to the next level and actually text? Ooh, I have advice. I don't know if you want it. Okay, Marlon, why don't you start?
Well, first of all, why are you yelling at us with your text, girl? Why you doing all caps? Ooh, some lowercase in there. You know, I'm old-fashioned. I think a man should court you. And if he's serious, then he'll, you know, ask you on a date, and he'll take you on a nice date, and he'll chase you. Play hard to get, and watch him chase. And if he don't chase, let him go. You're the gift, not him.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Okay, speak on it. Go ahead, Cleo.
You know, I think dating is kind of like also when you're looking for any job or thing you want in life, you know, you have to be unafraid to lose it, because then if you do have it, you know it's yours. And you can also just create boundaries that help you do that if you're not used to being, you know, strong enough to like stay away from your crush. So, I mean, if it was one of my girlfriends, I'd probably be like, well, take Instagram off your phone for a week and tell him you're doing it so that if he wants to get in touch with you, he can text you. And if he wants to text you, or if he actually is interested in you in that way, then you'll know by then. And if he doesn't, you have to be unafraid to keep it moving.
Oh, you got games.
I do.
I do. I love you. And my thing is, I don't understand why you'd want to be with someone that only does it in front of people. That's my thing. Like, if they're only gonna show you they care in front of people, you need to know what's happening behind closed doors, not in front of the doors, because that's who you're gonna be with, just so you know. And it kind of looks a little like he's just not that into you, that book. I don't know. It looks a little like that. And that's okay, because we've all been there, okay? So it's not just you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for the advice. You two are such yin and yang, and I love this whole panel.